welcome to Ghostly.
Is the Terrace Inn in Petosky, Michigan haunted?
Ghostly is a podcast that comes out every other week. In each episode, we take a ghost story or paranormal event and look into its complete history. Rebecca then gives us evidence proving that the story is real. My job is to debate those pieces of evidence and get you, the listener, prepared to vote on if it's real or not. If you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button. And as always, we're your host. I'm Pat, and that's Rebecca.
How's it going?
It's going okay.
It's going okay?
Yeah. I really had a lot of fun doing that for Dearborn. And then, over at Ghostly X, we had Austin, your brother, and Kobe, and he told a story that actually, I'm glad that I don't have to debate him on Ghostly X, because I don't know if I could.
Yeah, no, Kobe is my future brother-in-law, and I had no idea that he had any paranormal events in his background. And it was just kind of like, oh, hey, like, do you have any ghost stories? And he's like, well, my father lived in a haunted house. And then he just had these stories that were great.
Yeah, but the one, though.
The one is like, it's like a story we tell here, but like we don't know the person.
Yeah.
So anyways.
I actually think it's beyond the stories that we tell here, more than any of the ghost stories of any of the places that we've done.
Yeah. No, it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I've just been out in the garden a lot.
Oh yeah.
So,
well, let's just get into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, we are going to be talking about Petosky, which is in Michigan. It is up by the if Michigan is a mitt, it's at the top of the mitt.
Mitten is, I think,
yes.
usually what they say. Or
why
glove.
did I say mitt?
I don't know. Well, it could be a mitt, like a baseball mitt. I don't know.
I guess it could be, yeah.
But anyways, conceptually, we get it, right? Be like by the pinky?
Yeah.
Or maybe like the ring finger?
Yeah, but I mean, it's not in the upper peninsula, which is,
No, that's not part of the hand.
No, it's not part of the hand.
That's above the hand.
That's the snow that's on top of the hand.
Right.
Yeah. And
Western Michigan.
This is Terrace Inn.
Terrace Inn, yes.
Which is a hotel up in that area. It's been around for over 100 years. And it's been a hotel for that whole time.
Yes.
And, it looks like an old Victorian kind of style building, right? But there's no ghosts there.
There are a lot of ghosts there.
No.
One of the most haunted places in
the world.
I'm going to say the world, but I will say in Michigan, and especially Western Michigan, they say. But honestly, of places that we've researched, I'll often go out, right, and I look at the lists.
Yeah.
Top most haunted hotels, I don't know, whatever, and then oftentimes we're disappointed, right?
Yeah,
like we actually go to research it, and all it is like 2 stories that don't even have anything.
Yeah.
This is not one of those.
Whoa.
This is not one of those.
I thought it was going to be.
I thought it would be too, and I was pleasantly surprised.
Okay. Well, we're just going to go ahead and just jump into the episode. So there are 2 ways to get a shout out on Ghostly. The first way is to give us a review on Apple Podcast. Rebecca, I always really enjoy the 5-star reviews, but I will take any and all reviews. I will read them online.
All right.
Or we will read them online.
You bet.
The second way is to become a member on Patreon. Just go to ghostlypodcast.com and click on Patreon in the menu bar, and we have a lot of different tiers to choose from. There's even a $1 tier.
There is. And, it doesn't cost that much to even get Ghostly X, and then you keep going higher, and there's even more fun stuff, like monthly meetings with us.
Yeah,
online.
Absolutely. That's a lot of fun.
We have a lot of fun. So check out Patreon.
Yeah. And we did get 1 review, though.
All right.
And do you want to read it?
Sure. So this says, just started listening.
Yeah.
From Custom Cleaners.
I like that.
I like that. 5 stars.
Yeah.
A friend recommended this podcast. So glad she did. Love it. So thank you to the friend, and thank you to the person who went online and gave us a review.
And thank you, Custom Cleaners. I really appreciate it. Custom underscore cleaners.
Yes.
I don't know if the underscore matters in there.
All right. So I do have some listener mail.
Okay, great.
But I am going to start off with just a call. If you have any listener mail, We need
it. Okay. Yes.
We're kind of running low on listener mails. And again, you'll see from this one, it doesn't need to be like some big fancy story.
No, and I won't debate it.
No. And it could even be something that you thought was paranormal, and then you found out it wasn't.
I love those.
Those are fun. I love them too. Yeah. So we love to hear your stories. So we'll talk about how you can send those to us after I finish reading it here.
Okay.
So this is from Shirley Ann. And she is a believer.
Okay.
And her story is when my best friend died at age 14. So sad. She came.
That reminds me of a movie that we can't talk about.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. She came to me in a dream.
Oh.
My bedroom was bright white, and she walked in. I said, "You're dead." Confused, and she replied, "I know. It's okay. I'm okay." And then she asked me to go see a friend of hers to let them know what happened before we went back to school. Wow. I didn't really know him, as she knew he wouldn't have been told and wouldn't cope very well.
Oh.
And I did go and see the friend to pass on the message.
Wow. That's a touching story. Like I don't even believers, non-believers, when one of your friends dies, especially when you're that young, I mean, it is really difficult to process and to deal with. And I think that, going on a mission is a good way to deal with that, right?
For sure.
I definitely do. And well, I want to thank you so much, Shirley Ann, for sending that in. And it's okay. You're a believer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to hear your story read on Ghostly, just email it to info@ghostlypodcast.com, or you can use our contact us form on ghostlypodcast.com.
Which is what Shirley Ann did.
Yeah, she did. I can tell. And another way, which is our favorite way, is to send it snail mail at P.O. Box number 264, Geneva, Illinois, 60134. What if they don't remember any of this, Rebecca?
Not a problem. If you just go to ghostlypodcast.com and scroll to the bottom of the page, all of it's right there.
Yeah, it's right in the footer.
It's right there.
On every page.
Every page.
Yep. All right, so I guess we don't have to do the polls.
Of course we have to do the polls.
Why?
Because we have to find out what happened with Fort Dearborn.
Okay.
Mondo was on.
And
I don't know if that skewed any results or affected the results. I shouldn't say skewed. Should say
it did. I saw some of the comments.
Yeah.
It did, yes.
Oh, and by the way, if you want to hear the comments people leave with their votes, a lot of times they're super fun.
Yeah.
We read those on Ghostly X.
We do, yeah.
We do. So if you want to find out what people are saying along with their vote, come check us out over there. It's one of the fun things we do. All right. So we had yes 52.4.
What?
And no 47.6.
Ooh, wow, that was really close.
Really, yeah, pretty close.
I'm going to consider that a win for both of us.
Okay.
I mean, come on, it was so close. All right, so the overall rating, though, where people can vote to say how haunted they think something is, and unlike me, you cannot give it a 0. You can go from 1 to 10. And it's a 4.76. That's
pretty high.
That's right there.
I mean, it's hard to get it too much over 5.
Well, especially when it's, this close to 50-50, to get a 4.76 is pretty good, I would say, for the haunters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I do have a ghost story.
You got a ghost story?
I do. Let's get us in the mood for the super haunted hotel.
All right.
Okay.
It's time for a spooky tale from Rebecca.
The creaking just wouldn't stop. I know it sounds crazy, but I swear to you, when I was staying at the Terrace Inn in Petosky, Michigan last month, I was staying in a room on the first floor. And I woke up at 2 a.m. and just kept hearing something creaking below me. At first, I thought someone's walking around. The floors here are super creaky. But this was right below my room, and it just didn't stop. It sounded more like rhythmic, creak, 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 right? Like it was a pattern. After 15 minutes, I just couldn't take it anymore. Obviously, something was left open, or I didn't know what, but I could not sleep with this noise. When I went in the hall, it was muffled, almost gone. So I opened my door again. Nope, still there. So I decided to go in the lobby. I could hear it in there. My room was right by it, faintly, but no source. I realized it had to be below me in the basement. I am not a squeamish person. If something needs to be done, I do it. So I found the door marked for the terrace, some call it the basement, and it's below the first floor. Anyway, I go down there. I expected to see like a window had gotten open and it's flapping or something. Instead, I see a rocking chair rocking with no one in it. And I mean rocking, not just lightly moving, really rocking like a person was in it. I don't know how I did it, but I just said, please stop. I'm trying to sleep. And it did. I didn't really sleep much the rest of the night, but it was quiet.
Wow. Okay, well, how much of that is real, Rebecca?
Well, there is a story that a woman kept hearing a rocking chair or hearing squeaking. Uh-huh. And when she went, she saw that it was a rocking chair.
But the rest is embellished.
But yes, I made up, Yeah.
You made it up.
I didn't make it up.
Just to be clear to those people.
I just gave it a little shape.
Just gave it a little shape. That's what you're calling it.
Yes.
Do you do that often with your evidence?
Not with my evidence, no.
Okay. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and take a break. When we return, we will get to the history.
Sounds good. Pat, what do creepy stories, funny ghost memes, and inside ghostly information have in common?
My life.
Well, yes, but no, it's also Ghostly Society on Facebook.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that too, of course. But aren't all ghostly listeners in Ghostly Society?
Not yet.
What? I mean, that means that they're missing out on all my jokes.
Yeah, they are. And missing out on chatting and sharing with other listeners and us, of course.
We love talking to our listeners. If you haven't yet, you should consider joining our private group on Facebook called Ghostly Society.
Let's hope now they will.
Unless they're a woman in white.
Oh.
Pat's Facts. From a skeptic point of view. Pat's Facts. He presents it all to you. Pat's Facts.
Right, the Pat Facts are sponsored by Tarot by Ta.
Ta is a professional tarot card reader with over 20 years of experience. He reads at numerous public events, private parties, and personal appointments throughout the greater Chicagoland area. He also does his readings worldwide using online services like Zoom.
And, my favorite part is that he's actually #Team Skeptic. So to find out more about Ta, visit and like his Facebook page at facebook.com/tarot by Ta. He does a lot of public events if you're in the Chicagoland area, and also you can book him on Zoom. And he would gladly do readings for you.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's get into the Pat Facts here. You ready for them?
Pat Facts!
Does that mean you're ready?
Yes.
All right, so we're going to start off talking about Petosky.
Yes.
So I don't think we've done a Michigan episode before.
Yeah, I don't know if we have either.
And, it kind of surprises me because I've spent a lot of time in Michigan.
Yeah, and I mean, I've spent a decent amount of time in Michigan, and I've been to Petosky because
You've been to Petosky?
Yeah, my
okay.
Austin, who we just were talking about, was on Ghostly X. He has lived in Michigan for a very long time, you know, and part of the time in Petosky. So I visited him, and I know there's a lot of great haunted places there.
Well, I've only been more to the southern part of Michigan, maybe a couple times.
Yeah, it's closest to us.
Yeah. But so what would you say about Petosky?
So it is, you know what? It reminds me of any of those kind of touristy areas. Like Bayview is right next to it too. It's kind of all part of the same similar thing, but it's very like that Shoppies little town.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But
Sure.
but like pretty small, like or decently, and it's a decent size, but it is, you know, pretty far north. So definitely like the winters are long.
Oh, yeah.
And there is a lot of snow.
I know that they shut down a lot of Petosky during the winter.
Right. Just like shutter thing, because like whatever. Like this is other side of Lake Michigan.
Yeah.
They get like so much snow. So
ridiculous,
it's a ridiculous amount of snow. Like so they party hard when it's warm.
Oh yeah. Well, you have to,
You
right?
have to.
Because you can't leave the house.
Exactly.
Other times. Well, Petosky is the county seat of Emmett County.
Okay.
And is one of the largest settlements within the county at a population of 5,877, according to the 2020 census. And that's up from 2010 at 5,670.
My guess is there's a lot of people that live there during the summer months.
Yes.
That's just a guess, but I'm guessing the population kind of is not permanent population, but it goes much higher during that time.
Petosky is in the northern part of Michigan, as we said. It's the northmost city in Michigan's Lower Peninsula. You know, which is like the main part of Michigan to most people.
Right.
It's located on the southern shore of Little Traverse Bay, and it's directly across the bay from Harbor Springs.
Okay.
It's considered a resort town, so that's where you get that. You get the population coming in just in like the summer. The Little Traverse Bay area was long inhabited by indigenous people, including the Ottawa people.
Okay.
Not O-T-T, it's O-D. Ottawa.
Odawa.
Ottawa?
Odawa, maybe. I'm not sure.
I thought it was Ottawa.
I'm going to trust you on that.
Yeah, the name Petosky is said to mean where the light shines through the clouds in the language of the Ottawa. After the 1836 Treaty of Washington, Ottawa chief Ignatius Petoska took the opportunity to purchase land near the Bear River. Petoska's father was Antoine Carré, a French-Canadian fur trader, and his mother was Ottawa. That's how they get the Ottawa tribe.
Okay.
By the 1850s, several religious groups had established missions near the Little Traverse Bay. There was a Mormon offshoot that had been based at Beaver Island, and the Jesuit missionary had been based in L'Arbre Crochet and Michilimackinac, with a Catholic presence in Harbor Springs, then known as Little Traverse.
Okay.
So Andrew Porter was a Presbyterian missionary, and he arrived at the village at Bear River, as it was then called, in 1852. Amos Fox and Hiram Rose were pioneer entrepreneurs who had made money during both the California Gold Rush and Northport, selling lumber and goods to passing ships. They always know exactly what to sell at the exact right time.
I mean, they're the ones that make it work.
Yeah. In the 1850s, Fox and Rose, they wanted to expand their business interest into Petosky. So this was because Rose also earned some income as part of a business partner that extended the railroad from Walton Junction to Traverse City. So she knew that things were coming. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like insider trading.
Right. Well, and I mean, once you know the railroad is coming in, like that's a good investment.
Yeah, exactly. So Rose established a general merchandise business in Petosky. Rose originally had a business partner named Archibald Butters, but they split, and Rose officially relocated to Petosky, and in 1873 built the first dock in town. So that definitely brought more people in then,
Sure.
too. Rose knew that the railroad was going to be extended into the area, obviously.
How did I know? There you go.
So he bought a bunch of land in that area. Rose also bought the trolley cars to enable passenger transportation from Petosky and the Bay View.
Wow.
Rose also opened the first general store and lime quarries and the first hotel in the area, which was Arlington Hotel. Also did stuff with lumber and stuff like that. So basically, if you were going to build a property over there, you had to purchase from Rose.
Yeah, hear him, Rose, man. He's like, I got the lock on this place.
So Rose became the first president of the village. Then,
Okay.
because everybody had to deal with Rose.
Yep.
So the area of Petosky was home to, this is a really sad part of the history here. So the area of Petosky was home to the passenger pigeon birds. Well, Petosky is known as the place that they made them go into extinction.
Oh, great.
Yeah, you probably have never heard of passenger pigeons, and
Nope.
that's because they've been extinct for over 100 years.
Okay.
Hunters would go up there to kill as many as they could in the late 1800s and early 1900s, killing 50,000 birds daily. One person even claimed to have killed 1 million birds, and it earned him $60,000, which was more like $1 million in today's money.
Like, what were they thinking? Again, we still don't always think. With
I
some
mean,
of
they
this
need
stuff,
food, but you know,
well, obviously that wasn't.
but to make them extinct, yeah.
I mean, if you want a sustainable food source, there's a reason we, not against hunting, and just like you need to be reasonable about it so that you sustain the population.
Well, that's why the system that we have now, where we have tags and stuff like that, is a much better system.
There are reasons for it,
and actually helps, the animal population grow more.
Exactly.
Because they can control which animals are, in demand and which ones aren't.
Right.
Petosky is noted for a high concentration of ancient fossil coral. It's now named the Petosky Stones. It's designated as the state stone of Michigan. I didn't know you'd have to have a state stone.
Whatever it is, state flower, state.
Well, look up the state stone of Illinois.
Oh, that would be interesting.
While we're doing this.
Well, and I was going to say, on Ghostly X, because, again, we had some people from Michigan. We talked about this, and they they talked about, some people are really into those stones.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. The city was the northern terminus of the Chicago and West Michigan Railway. So there's our Chicago connection there.
All right. So, okay. Oh, as of last year.
Whoa, last year.
Illinois has a new, June, almost a year ago, June 9th, 2022. Illinois has a new state rock.
Okay.
Which is Dolostone. Dolo stone.
Okay.
I've never heard of it. And it beat out sandstone and limestone.
Ooh, wow.
I know. That seems a bit, I don't know.
I mean, limestone's always going to be my favorite in that.
Right?
Actually, I like the way sandstone looks more, but as a Chicago native, you got to go with limestone.
I guess this is a form of limestone.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah.
And it's our bedrock. I don't know. Anyways, I'm sure I could read more.
Yeah. So, all of this is during the time when Terrace Inn was opened. It opened in 1911, and it was billed as Bayview's newest and most modern hotel.
Ooh.
It's one of only 2 remaining hotels among the resort's 400 Victorian houses and public buildings. The hotel was made to accommodate the growing number of summer visitors to the Bayview. William J. Devil of Lebanon, Indiana, and his wife Josephine built the inn and served as the original proprietors. William was a banker and pretty much just bought the hotel for his wife to have something to do.
I'll take it.
Right? Yeah. The new inn featured such modern amenities as hot water heat, hot and cold baths, and electric lights and call bells.
That is pretty cool.
Right?
It's like the best place to stay then.
Yeah, it's like the Jetsons there. The dining room offered a full menu with hot things very hot and cold things very cold.
Ooh, it's that's in quotes I see.
Yes.
That was like
That was an advertisement for him.
Yeah.
Although the interior saw some alterations to meet the changing needs of guests, the Terrace Inn retains its historic character. During World War I, the Red Cross used the inn as a hospital, and volunteers wrapped bandages for wounded soldiers. It was referred to as the house hospital. Now, my thing is, like, instantly you're going to think, well, then that's where all the ghosts come from, right? Is because it was a hospital during the war. But how many people were actually going in here, because this is in Michigan?
Yeah, coming across the ghost stories, none of them talk about the fact that it was this hospital. And I'm guessing this was more of like a convalescent hospital.
Sure.
Like people coming back.
But I mean, even people, that got injured during the war, they would probably be treated in like New York or something like that as soon as they cross over, right? If it was that detrimental.
By the time they come to Michigan, it's more just like we're just caring for, you know what I mean? You're stable.
Yeah. And actually, as far as the history goes, there is not many deaths noted to this hotel. Mm-hmm. Whereas some of the other hotels that we have, there's like a high concentration of suicides or murder.
Murder? So I like the way you said that. Yeah. It's like a big pause. Murder?
So yeah, I just want that to be noted in this, that I found that very interesting, that it is such a
uneventful history.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there was no air conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
There was no TVs, or Wi-Fi, and guests chose the American plan, including all meals, or the European plan, which is a la carte meals, and stayed the entire summer, attending all the Bayview had to offer.
Wow. So yeah, you'd summer there.
But
yeah.
I mean, now there's modern amenities like Wi-Fi and stuff like that.
Though I did notice the one video, which we'll talk about later, but in that one video, it was like nighttime and they had the windows open in the hallway, which makes me think like it was one of those nights where you could have the windows open. I don't know.
Well,
I mean, interesting.
It is upper, Michigan to us, not the UP, but as close to the UP as you can get. So, I mean, it is a little bit cooler up there.
Sure.
Especially the nights, I would say. Mm-hmm. All right. Do you have anything to add to the history here?
No, I'll talk a little bit more about just kind of the overview of the ghosts a little bit.
Okay.
The ghosty history. There are not many stories. There's a lot of paranormal happenings.
Okay.
But anyways, but as far as like general history, no, I don't have anything else to add. So
I will say that as far as like the history goes for a hotel, I usually try to include like famous guests and stuff. I could not find any famous guests that stayed at Terrace Inn.
Yeah, there's some hotel where Hemingway stayed at, but I don't believe it was the Terrace Inn.
Maybe it was the Arlington.
I think, there's because there was a few resorts like this, and they're all very close together.
Well, now there's only two.
Yeah.
And it's not really a resort anymore.
It's more like a
hotel,
an inn, like a smaller,
But they do have a nice restaurant there, I guess.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, no, it's really nice.
It's called the 1911.
Yes. I would definitely stay there. Even with all of the activity.
Yeah. Would you stay in like the 200 rooms?
211?
Or 214?
Or 214 or 303 or any of the list of scariest rooms. I actually think I would. Like, unlike, again, I don't know. I don't want to get too far ahead, but just in general, while there are lots of paranormal stories, none of them are malicious. They're again, just as the history doesn't have a lot of like super negative to it, the ghost stories don't either.
So, you were telling me that like most of the ghosts are on one side of the hotel.
Correct. The right side.
Is there a particular reason for that?
I guess it's the older part of the hotel. It's where the original was. I think there's been some rebuilds or rebuilding or remodeling throughout the years. And this was something maybe it was whatever was there before it was a hotel. I don't know. But
I couldn't find anything to what it was before.
It wasn't real clear. But anyways, basically everything paranormal happens on the right wing The left wing, nothing.
Yeah. And I will say that the hotel does talk about this, though, too.
They do.
In like on their website.
Yes.
You can go on there and they talk about like the Halloween season being especially spooky.
They let paranormal people in to investigate.
Yeah.
And they do, I don't know if they still do, but even like before the pandemic anyways, they would host a Paracon every year.
Oh, cool. And I saw that on the one video that you sent me in the comments. You know, people are like, I'm going to be staying there. And then people would reply back, are you bringing any form of communications for the ghost?
Right.
So it's like common for you to bring in like EVPs and spirit boxes and stuff like that.
They don't like bringing Ouija boards or anything like that.
Okay.
That has any kind of negative to it. Again, they want to keep it positive.
All right.
So,
well, keeping it positive, let's go ahead and take a break before we get to the debate.
Sounds good.
Throughout our time doing Ghostly, we've met a lot of great people. People that don't always fit into our episode schedule. And even when they do, we try to focus on the topic of the episode, and we don't really get a chance to get to know them as a person.
That's why we came up with the idea of Ghostly X. Ghostly X will come out on the weeks when there is no regular Ghostly episode.
And it'll have interviews with amazing people and listener feedback from previous episodes. We also can't wait to talk about the paranormal in the news.
We're very proud of this project, and we can't wait to share it with you.
Ghostly X is a Patreon exclusive. You can start listening now by going to ghostlypodcast.com and clicking on the Patreon link in the menu bar to become a patron and help support Ghostly by listening to our brand new show. All right, Rebecca, it's time for a debate.
Yes. All right. So I actually wanted to start just to give a little bit of kind of an overview of the ghosts and the hauntings. And we already started that a little bit. And then I'll get into some specific evidence. So as I said earlier, I wasn't sure about picking this one, and it was a good one. There are literally hundreds of stories of paranormal things that have happened to people. There's a 3-inch thick binder full of people's handwritten recordings of their paranormal experiences that you can only see if you go there and ask for it. They will let you see it, though. If you go to the desk and you say, hey, can I see the book of people's paranormal experiences, they will show it to you. But I couldn't find any of them online. Like, they don't release them.
Oh, okay.
Like, you have to go there. First I saw something that said there were 2 ghosts. Then I saw something that said 3, and then I saw something that said 5. So I'm not sure.
There's now 1 million ghosts there.
So the main 2, this is the story that they will tell. And I don't, sometimes it's hard to know if these are real. But that there was a woman here that they called Abby Sweet, and her full name was Elizabeth Abby Sweet.
Okay.
She was pregnant with twins when she came there, and she had a miscarriage, and she died while staying there. This happened in room 211. Her husband, Edward, came back and died some years later, supposedly of a broken heart. And room 308, and those are the most common rooms. So I think he was in room 308. Those are the most common rooms for reporting ghost experiences. Sometimes they'll call, again, the thing about the husband, again, I don't know. Sometimes they'll call him a man in tweed named Edward. I don't know.
So instead of the woman in white, we have
man in tweed, and then Elizabeth is also called the lady in white.
but that's the equivalent.
Yes,
for the masculine,
right? Is man in tweed. We should remember that.
Yes,
okay.
Man in tweed.
Yes. And then so she's been seen wandering the halls, spotted in guest rooms, while the man has been seen, on the balcony peering into bedrooms. But there's also the basement boy.
Oh, the basement boy. Okay.
Who's a little boy, and he's been seen in something like 12 to 14 years old, and supposedly interacts with guests,
but only seen as shadow.
I actually, that's what this one quote I have is, but I have a story from I could only pick 5, but there is a story from a paranormal investigator who says he saw him on the stairs, as like a full apparition. So the most haunted rooms, if you're going to go and stay there, are 211, 212, 219, 303, and 318.
Okay.
And we'll talk about this next thing a little bit later, is that they say the second floor landing has a lot of activity. Mm-hmm. And that, as we said earlier, the right side is the biggest one. Okay, so here is our first story. So Christopher Struble is a historian and tour guide. And so when you read all these articles, he's quoted a lot.
Okay.
And he talked on his podcast about an experience that a family member of his had. Mm-hmm. So the couple got married at the hotel, and then they went back to stay there the next year for their anniversary. And while they were staying there that night, in the middle of the night, the wife woke up and swears that she saw a man walking around their bed, which is something similar stories we've heard at other hotels. So it's not just standing there, though, like walking around. So she woke up her husband like, oh, my God, protect me. There's a man in our room. And he supposedly did see the man, but then the man went away. And then he was basically like, yeah, we should get out of here. like I guess she was kind of like, I woke you up to protect me. And your response is, we need to leave. But anyway, right. So that is the story.
So, okay. So I want to go back to some of the stuff that you talked about earlier.
Sure.
I do not see any newspaper articles for Elizabeth Abbey Suite. So I can't verify that she actually died at this hotel, or if there was an Elizabeth Abbey Suite.
Right. And there may or may not have been, if someone died from a miscarriage, that's tragic. I don't know if there'd be a newspaper article or not, but.
Yeah. And also I can't find any mention of Edward Suite either in any of the newspaper articles. So that's what I'm going to say about that. I don't know about the basement boy because I don't have a name to go off of for that to research who it could possibly be.
I will say the one paranormal investigator that I read, or listened to in the podcast as well, he says that the boy, and then he also claims there's a couple of maids that are haunted, that they didn't die there. They just really liked the hotel and had good experiences there. Yeah. So that's where they came back.
Okay. So then going to because this piece of evidence has like a lot of different pieces of evidence that are stabbing at me there. So the last one, the historian that talks about the family, again, I don't like it when it is, somebody else telling someone's story, because then they might emphasize something that shouldn't be emphasized, or they might not emphasize something that totally should be, which changes the story around, right? You would say as an English professor?
I mean,
if you don't emphasize the right part of the story.
Sure. I mean, you definitely, whenever it's not a first person account, you never know for sure if things are getting relayed correctly.
Yeah.
Though in this case, again, the claim is that it's a family member or someone they know well. It's not just like, well, I saw a woman at a conference or something and she told me this story. Like, supposedly this is someone he personally knows.
I mean, that only makes it slightly more believable to me. It doesn't make it dramatically more believable. I don't know. the couple's name. And I understand that people don't want to always go on the record that they've seen these kind of things, but it just leads to like, there's not evidence then. There's nothing you can go off of where you can validate their claims then. So it's just more, I don't know, it's just more just like a story. It's just like an old wives' tale then to me. That's what it amounts to me for this.
So you feel like it didn't happen, or that they didn't see what they think they saw?
Or that they might have seen something, but I don't know what that thing is that they saw.
Gotcha.
That the story could have been changed because of people, making something more important to them.
Sure.
Than it was in the actual, the actual event itself. So I'm going to have to go 1 on this one.
Okay. I am going to give this one a 7.
Okay. I knew you would.
No, part of it is, again, this is, I'm giving a specific instance, but there are other stories of a similar thing happening.
But let me just say this. Like, first of all, I was I studied these kind of things as far as like criminal investigations and stuff like that. And I did it at a college level too. Crime scene investigation was like something that I did. And all of this is not physical evidence. That's why I always have such a hard time with this, is because I want physical evidence. That's what makes me believe. Like if I was in a court of law and I was a lawyer and I was arguing this case, this is not anything that is substantial at all. There's nothing physical about it. There's no proof of anything here.
Yeah, it's difficult. So next piece of evidence is something that we talked about, I mentioned earlier, I should say, and I wanted to give us a chance to talk about it. So it's the Terrace Inn hosts the Little Traverse Bay Parafest in October.
Okay.
Again, I don't know if they still do. This was an article from before the pandemic, so 2014,
before the end times.
Yeah, something like that. But anyways, Struble, the guy that we talked about, just in the last piece there, the historian, so he hosts it, and he basically asks guests and visitors about their experiences at the hotel, like every year, right? Mm-hmm. And he says, I would ask them in groups of 2 or 3. And basically, when 60 people over 2 years responded with the exact same answer, they all said, we feel a presence at the second and third floor stairwell landing. He said, I thought it was very strange that all of them had the same response. So basically, he would talk to like 2 or 3 people at a time, like at these conventions over a couple of years, and over 60 people gave the exact same answer, which is that second and third floor stairwell landing, which we will talk about the specific evidence from it, but that video that I sent you, that's that.
Okay.
Is that, so you can visualize it.
So what I would say, though, is this is a really old hotel,
Mm-hmm.
and they want to keep that look of it being old.
Yes.
So there hasn't been too many renovations to the particular building itself. There's been some. But
I mean, I think they've upgraded like the sinks, let's say, but the look is still very.
So what my thought is that if I was a scientist and I was like, okay, people are reporting this and I want to investigate what this is, my first thought would be maybe it's environmental, and meaning maybe there's like lead in the paint or something like that in that particular area that's making people get this feeling. There's a lot of environmental reasons why people might feel like that there's some kind of presence.
Okay. Yeah, I know there's, I forget what that is in the air with the electricity, or there's a gas, or anyways, I'm sure there's a number of things that it could be. It just seems really weird though, that like over the years they wouldn't have figured that out or like fixed it or something. 'Cause that usually makes people feel kind of sick too, you would think.
Maybe. I mean, I just don't know what the concentration would be and stuff like that. There would be a lot of environmental things I'd want to test out.
Mm-hmm.
Also, which I don't think that is the case in here, because I saw that video and it didn't look like it, but there are some buildings that are made that make people feel that way. Just the construction of the building, just the way that things are laid out make people feel that way.
Okay.
if there's like different kinds of angles or something like that can make you feel that way. But I don't think that's the case in this. I think it's environmental, and I'm going to go 1 on this one too.
Okay. I'll give it a 6.
Okay.
Yeah. I think, I mean, it is interesting that a lot of people have said it, but, it's not necessarily, it is hard to know. And it's hard to know if you're in small groups and everyone's talking to each other. Like, is it just people all start saying the same thing, So I think it's telling, but it's not quite as telling as the more specific story for me.
There are 2 things that people will always associate with hauntings is being cold and that feeling that something is watching you or something is there. Both of those, though, I mean, could be from other reasons. So that's environmental reasons.
Well, now here, okay. So next one.
Okay.
Is environmental, I guess. So just kind of going with what you were just saying. So there was a comment on the video that we're talking about that I wanted to mention that says, I stayed here 2 years ago, but I can't remember which room. I actually did have an experience when I was waking up. I felt someone gently shaking my shoulder and felt a blast of cold air. When I fully came to, I noticed the temperature returned to normal. It was pretty cool. I just booked another stay in a couple months for room 303. Supposedly that room is known for activity, so I guess we'll see. And again, there was a similar comment on a TripAdvisor post, but it wasn't as specific.
Okay.
So
I read this comment too, because this is the comment on the video that we're going to talk about last. Yeah. All right. So because you sent me the video, and I don't usually like look at the evidence or anything like that, except for the things that you send me. Right. But I'm like, I want to read the comments to see if they have any ideas why this was happening. So I did read this, and my thought always is when you're just waking up, there's that half sleep, half like awake kind of feeling that you can get, where oftentimes people say that they feel something like this or see something like this or have this kind of experience. The cold air is unique to this one, but that can often happen when you're just waking up too. Especially if you're waking up and you're moving the covers off of yourself, you're going to feel a little bit more cold than typical. So environmental. So yeah, when he fully woke up, noticed the temperature returned to normal. I like that he thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah. No, again, people, like I said, they don't feel bad with these experiences. Yeah. Now, I will say that they talk about like a lot of people, it's kind of like that, was that Overlook Hotel or whatever, we were Stanley Hotel, where people will like show up in like early morning being like, we're checking out. Yeah. Like that definitely happens more often than you would think. Yeah. But for the most part, people aren't scared by the things that happen to them. So yeah, I don't know. For this one, the gently shaking the shoulder, like if it was just the blast of cold air, I probably wouldn't have even included this. But feeling like someone's shaking your shoulder, feeling the blast of cold air. I mean, we all every day go through that with waking up and feeling cold air potentially, or feeling like it's colder when you take off your blanket. So I would imagine, this must have been something out of the ordinary for a person to make that comment. But
they're also sleeping in a room that they've never slept in. So given that kind of thing in there, they're not used to the room and how it's situated, and like if there is a breeze coming in there, maybe the window's open. I don't know. But I am just going to say this is not enough to go off of, because it is that half sleep kind of stage where we've talked about this a lot. And unfortunately, yes, I sound like a broken record when it comes to these things, but this is, pretty much the evidence is broken records too. So I'm going to go 0 on this one.
All right. I am going to go 6 on this one.
Okay.
Okay. I really like this next one.
Okay.
So again, another story from the paranormal investigator that I was reading or listening to. Now, I mentioned the rocking chair earlier, but this is kind of like...
you did not mention the rocking chair.
Oh, I didn't. We didn't debate the rocking chair. Did you want to debate the rocking chair? I just thought that was kind of a fun little story. But this is like a more amped up version of that story.
Okay, let's do this one then.
Okay. So there are stories about the kitchen sometimes. And so there was a woman who was like the baker at the restaurant, right? And she was staying at the hotel. And I guess she was really stressed because she was trying to make pies and they just weren't turning out the way she wanted. So she just went to bed. Well, 3 times during the night, she was woken up by like a ruckus of pots and pans, just like bang, bang, bang. And then she would get up and she'd go into the kitchen and nothing, like nothing looked out of place. Everything was normal. And so it happened once, happened twice. And then the 3rd time, she looked and she could almost see like a red glow by the oven. And when she went over there, it turns out that she had forgotten to turn the oven off.
Okay.
So after that, she turned the oven off, went back to bed, didn't happen again. So supposedly another, like sometimes they'll talk about the male ghost as being a caretaker of the hotel. Okay. And that they think that's what was happening here. The man in tweed is a caretaker, and that he was trying to get her to notice that she left the oven on.
All right. So because she didn't see what's causing the noise, it could be anything, right? Anything. There could be somebody that goes in the kitchen that causes this. And you're going to say that that's unlikely, right? But it is likely. This is like one of those kind of resort places where people spend a lot of time there. And sorry, they might get up in the middle of the night and get hungry. And they might want to cook something for themselves. I would say that that probably happens from time to time there. Not going to say it happens every day, but I'm just going to say that whatever is causing the ruckus doesn't have to be something paranormal. It could be something totally plausible that we just have no idea what it is at this moment. I like the idea that, it was kind of a warning to her, but I don't know, maybe she was hearing all this because somewhere deep inside she knew that she left the oven on, and this is the reason why she went to go check, but she couldn't figure out what it was. So like when I forget something or when something's on my mind, I can't sleep, and I will wake up every hour and I will hear every noise that I wouldn't hear if I didn't have a lot on my mind. So I'm just saying it could be that. I'm going to go 0.
Okay. I mean, I think if anything that could make sense to that you're just like hearing it and you don't know why, but I don't think anyone was coming in there cooking just because, again, it was that time period of like, I'm hearing it. I open the door. There's nothing. There's nobody there. Nothing's making, you would see remnants of people cooking or whatever. So I don't know, to me, this was
I'm not saying cooking. I'm just saying grabbing food.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But, she was hearing like pots and pans banging kind of a thing. So I don't know. I'm going to give this one an 8. This was a really believable story to me as they were telling it. Just seemed it was interesting because there was like during the winter, right? Like people don't really stay there too much. It's just like a caretaker for the most part. And this was from that person, or this was, I don't know. I don't know if this was from the caretaker or like something the caretaker heard, but basically they were like, yeah, nothing happens. But then they were like, but I did see somebody in the kitchen and I did see somebody over here. It was just kind of vague, but then they brought up this story too. So I just thought it was interesting that, the people that work there do see stuff. So
I will tell you that every year I would go to a Lithuanian camp in Michigan.
Ah, there you go.
Kind of central Michigan, that kind of area. It was far enough away. It was like 6 hours from like Chicago. So central Michigan, I would say. And, so I stayed at this camp. We had our own, barracks. This is a Lithuanian camp where I learned to speak Lithuanian. We had our own, barracks, barracks. In the middle of the night, there was a couple of times where I got hungry, so I snuck into the kitchen and I stole pudding.
I don't know if people would do that at a hotel, though. But
this is essentially the same kind of thing, right? It's just that they were in different, like, this is even worse. I was in a different building and went over to the kitchen building.
Wow.
for this.
That's
and
pretty brave.
broke into there to steal vanilla pudding.
Oh my.
Yeah. I was hungry.
Patrick the Rebel.
Well, and I had some friends that did it with me too. So.
Didn't you have family that worked there?
My grandma worked in the kitchen.
So, I mean, you probably felt pretty secure that, nothing too bad would happen to you. Like, I just wanted to see my grandma while I was here.
At 3 a.m.
I mean, I assumed she'd be here.
Yeah, no, I did not feel secure in that any more than I would with anybody else. In fact, I've probably felt less secure because my grandma would have whooped my butt.
All right, let's go ahead then. We keep talking about this video, so let's talk about this video.
Right, let's talk about it. Jeez,
so we'll
Rebecca.
definitely have a link out there. So this is a guy, this was just a few years ago, 2020, I believe, was staying there. And when the video starts, he was like, oh my gosh, I just went into this room and the door closed on its own behind me. So I just grabbed my camera and I'm going to set my video camera and let's see if it'll do it again. And this is not the room he was staying in. It was a room around the corner, but basically...
I think it was room 214 that it happened in.
I think so, or right across from 214, something like that. I don't remember.
214 was...
Or 211. Maybe it was 214 and it was across from 211, something like that. But he said basically like, as long as no one's staying in a room, they leave the doors unlocked and you can go explore.
Interesting.
So it's kind of okay. I don't know. But so anyways, it's maybe 10 minutes or something like that, the video, and the first like 8 minutes, nothing happens. Like it's basically like, nope, door's not closing on its own.
And it's him like pleading with the door to
please
open.
Close, please show me again. And then he shows that landing from the second floor up to the third floor, and then he goes up to the third floor. And I will say there's one point where he swings the camera around to look down the hallway, and down the hallway there's like a bookshelf or something, but like to me it looked like a person, like the silhouette of a person. I was freaking out for a moment, but then I realized it was just a piece of furniture. Anyways, so then at the very end he goes back down, still doesn't do it again, and so then it says in the video like, so I went to sleep. So he went back to his own room, slept. When he got up in the morning, he started recording again. And he's like, okay, I'm going to go in there one more time. So he goes back in the room and you can see it's daylight, right? It's later. And so he walks in, he turns around with his camera and he says like, okay, can you close the door? And the door closes. It
wasn't that like he said, he asked it to close the door several times.
Yeah. It wasn't like a right away thing.
It didn't do it. Until this one time.
Yes.
It supposedly did. But, okay. So, watching the video, some things, it just made me question this. And I actually talked to you about this.
Yes.
So, I kind of gave you what my argument's going to be. But, so, my first thing is, like, how would a ghost close a door? It would either be like a slamming the door, like mad kind of thing, right? Or it would be so slow because the ghost doesn't have enough energy to push it. It takes a lot of energy, right? Those are my two thoughts. Okay. This was neither of those. This was in the middle. But it was very smooth. It was not like
very continuous.
Yeah, it was not like, pushed a little bit, pushed a little bit, pushed a little bit. It was continuous push to do this. So those things kind of made me like that was odd to me, like I wouldn't expect that from like a ghost. So my thought is this: he also walked right by the door right when that happened too, like right before it happened. Is that maybe the door, how like wood sometimes can expand or contract or something like that. Maybe it was at a point where it expanded a little bit and it was touching up against the flooring. And when he walked by, he caused that to loosen up. And that's what caused the just slow drift of the door. So that, I mean, I don't know. Or either that or it's staged.
Okay. Yep.
Those are the two possible things that I have.
I mean, for me, I don't know that I necessarily agree that it's either fast or slow. I feel like there could be in the middle with closing it.
But it's just not what I would expect. Though.
Okay. Okay.
Is that what you would expect?
Yeah, I'd be, yes. It wasn't that, we've heard of poltergeist like slamming doors. This was not that. This was more of like friendly ghost person closing the door for you. Yeah. That is, again, kind of how these ghosts are there. They're just nice and they just, they're creepy because they'll like stare at you from wherever. But in this case, they were helpful. Like, I'm going to close the door for you. And then it was fun because he's like, can you open the door for me to leave? And they did not.
I just want to step outside and it would be nice if you open the door.
Could open the door and they
did not do it. So it's not something that could be like recreated.
Well, it kind of was. Again, we don't know because he didn't film the first time, but supposedly it had happened before and then it happened again.
Well, if this was scientific evidence, we would not be able to use that first time because it was not filmed. Mm-hmm. It would just be a coincidence that he said that versus it happening. So, I just don't think that this is... Like, I would have to be there to see what kind of conditions the door was in at that particular time of the year and whatever. I would have to be there to see, what happened after the door. Like, I would want to look at the door. I'd want to examine that.
Gotcha.
And I want to see how easy it is to push it open. That is one thing that I didn't see in the video is him opening the door or closing the door. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how easy they are to open and close.
Gotcha.
So I'm gonna go 1 on this one too.
Okay. I don't know, man. I want to say 8, and then there's a part of me that wants to say 9 because.
And then there's a part of you that wants to say like 3.
No, I'll go 8. I'll be nice because
nice.
Yeah,
you can go 9 if you want to go 9.
No, I'll go 8 because I guess there's maybe a little room in there, but not much.
No sweat off my back with you saying 9. So
this is about the most. A convincing piece of paranormal evidence that I've seen on video. Like, it's just, I don't know. And what was good is because, a lot of the articles, and like I said, there's a podcast you listen to that's this conversation with this tour guide and the paranormal investigator guy. And we'll put all those links, of course, in the show notes. So definitely check those out. But like, I wanted something that was not from them, and so that's why I had the comment. And then this story, or this video is a different guy, different time, different situation, and had this thing happen. So I just thought, man, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah. So what about your overall rating then, Rebecca?
So my overall rating then
is 24.
Is going to be, I think a 7.
7.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know because I know I had some 6s in there. I had a 7 and I had a couple 8s. Like, it's just, man, there's just so much to this one that I really felt like, I need to share and make it pretty positive, All
right. Well, I'm going to have to go 1 on this one. And I usually use 1 or 2 when there's not anything I can prove or disprove because it's vague evidence. And that's kind of what I feel about this is that there's not any substantial evidence where it's like, yes, this is what happened and this is what the argument could be for it. All of these things are elusive, they're just like, I can't really put anything to it. So I'm going to have to go 1 on this one.
All right. And just because I feel bad, I keep talking about it. And then I wanted to make sure I got the official name out there. It's the Ghosts of Northern Michigan Past is I don't know if it's a full podcast, if it's just a few episodes, whatever. And that's that Christopher Struble. And then John Cassidy is Bumps in the Night Paranormal Investigators. And he's the other one that has told stories. So anyways, you definitely check out the show notes for the good evidence here.
Absolutely. All right. So that brings us to the closing arguments. This is our last chance to convince you to vote our way. We're each given 1 minute of uninterrupted time. We will time each other on our cell phones because, Rebecca likes to cheat.
Hey.
So, Rebecca, are you ready?
I am ready.
And away we go.
All right. So, like I said earlier, I was not expecting this to be as paranormal as it was. I was pleasantly surprised at all of the stories, all of the evidence. I had to really pick and choose which stories to tell. There were other stories that I wanted to mention. But even just with the ones that we have. So we have, a ghost waking someone up in the night. We have the pots and pans, we have a group of people that all kind of say the same thing over a few years time span of where they see the most evidence. And then we've got this video evidence of the door closing. And just to me, adding it all up, it's haunted, man. It's haunted. These are friendly ghosts. They like the place. They want to be there and they like to play.
All right. Wow. You finished with 5 seconds,
That's
Rebecca.
what I'm saying. I didn't need the full minute today.
I don't think I'm
that's
gonna
how
need it
haunted this place is.
I don't think I'm going to need it either.
All right. Let me get you ready here and go.
So it's hard for me to come up with closing arguments for this because there's a lot of things that are speculation in the evidence here. If this was a court case and you took this evidence into court, would you be able to convict somebody based upon this? And I would say that the only evidence that you really have is the video of the door closing. And that video is up for debate. There could be possibilities for other things. That's why I'm going no on this one. And you can do whatever you would like, but I am just saying that think about it in a courtroom setting.
All right. You done?
Yeah.
Okay. I would just say, the court is of your opinion and you should go vote right now. ghostlypodcast.com/polls.
Absolutely.
And let us know.
You should vote. We really love getting the votes too. It really makes this more than just us deciding if it's real or not.
Yeah. We're just trying our best to share our thoughts and really what matters is what you guys think.
Yeah. I mean, people get mad at both sides of this. And the whole thing is that we are not the ones that decide. We are just the ones we're the lawyers.
Yeah.
And that's all that we do is just argue the case.
Yep.
And that's it. That's all we do. And it's up to you. You're the jury.
Yep.
So I want to thank everyone so much for listening. Please share us with your friends and family. As word of mouth is our best form of advertisement, as you heard in the shout out that we gave.
Absolutely. In the
perfect
review,
example.
Perfect example.
That is how we get most of our audience.
Yep.
Is by you telling people,
Exactly.
and we appreciate that a lot. Remember to hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed yet. And also, I would like to give a shout out to all of our VIP Patreons that we consider to be producers of the show. There's Emily,
Alicia,
there's Carrie,
Becky,
Kim,
Ta,
Ernie,
Marisol,
Shayla,
Cindy,
Kevin,
Nicole,
Darnay,
Jessica,
Sarah,
Linda,
Alice,
Austin,
Aaron,
Hope,
and Candy. On the next episode of Ghostly, we're going to be talking about the Boston University Theater.
Ooh.
I'm really excited about that. I love theaters.
Yeah, theaters are always good. They have great stories.
And theaters are usually super haunted, right?
Super haunted.
And it comes out on June 14th, a couple days after my birthday.
Yeah.
So this is like my birthday episode.
It's your birthday
coming up.
episode.
Yeah. But until then, stay ghostly.